fly ball, a drive to center field. That'll get over the head of Robinson and all the way to the fence.
Lorbeck drives the lane, puts it up, right-hand lane, gets it to fall. He'll go to line for one more.
Very nice take by Zach Lorbeck.
Trying to go around Engel. He stones him far side.
Point blank on Engel again, and he stops him.
Shotgun snap, Engel looking left, now looking right. Throw far side, throws a fade up for grabs. Hunter Beechler, far side, pile on. He comes down with it. Touchdown, Bayport Pirates.
Line and fall into left field, and that'll go all the way to the fence. Coming in to score will be Hilbert.
Feed it in. Matty Ray, right-hand lane and down.
Great steal by Ray. Jerks with a nice lob over the top.
Skates to the near side circle, looking for some time. One-timer to Martin Suna. Knock off the water bottle. It's a one-timer and a goal, and the Pirates, they extend their lead.
He takes a swing at it. He'll send that one deep to right, and looks like that one's going to be a walk-off grand slam for Joe Byer.
And your state champions.
Your state champion.
Your Bayport Pirates.
Swinging a fly ball to center field.
It's over!
And that's it!
The Pirates win it!
Championship Saturday. We are here from the Kohl Center on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. It is the Arrowhead Warhawks and the De Pere Redbirds playing for gold ball today in what should be a very entertaining Division I final. And we wrap up the winter season. Chris Learman, Cale Coleman from the Kohl Center, as something that De Pere has been chasing all season. Obviously, they get to this point in the state tournament after a couple of sectional final losses the last 2 years. They get here, they win last night in a tough game with Kettle Moraine, and now they play for the gold ball.
Yeah, and like you said, the culmination of the season, the excitement of the night, you can feel it in the air. And as we heard in the NEW Sports Radio intro, a couple state championships have been announced here, and we're hoping to add another one to that tonight.
Should be fun between these two. Arrowhead coming in just 2 losses on the campaign, 27-2 champions of the Classic 8 conference, same conference that Kettle Moraine was a part of. One of those 2 losses was to the Laser team.
Yeah, if you look at the common opponents, Kettle Moraine, Wisconsin Lutheran, and Milwaukee Marquette University High School, the Arrowhead Warhawks victorious over Marquette back towards the end of the season, 88-74. The lone 2 losses were to Kettle Moraine, again in that second half of the season in a 69-70, very close game. And then the loss in the middle of the season to Wisconsin Lutheran, 59-65, kind of a common opponent there for the Redbirds as they took Wisconsin Lutheran down in what was a 2-point game, 54-52 over the Christmas time frame. And then Arrowhead, the second game of the season, had an 85-75 win over the Kettle Moraine Lasers that we saw last night. So it should be a great matchup, a bunch of highly recruited players on both sides, and there haven't been many opponents this year for De Pere that have matched up from a size standpoint. We've talked about it on previous broadcasts. De Pere with 7 players on the roster, 6'4" or greater. Arrowhead's got 5 of those, so the presence that we've seen down low, maybe not as much of a factor as it has been. And Coach Trayvon Hughes said last night in his post-game press conference how that length of De Pere really bothered Kettle Moraine. It'll be interesting to see how that comes out and the Arrowhead Warhawks respond.
We'll step aside and take a break. We were able to catch up with Coach Winchester just over an hour ago, and we'll listen to his pregame interview. It's the Redbirds and the Warhawks state championship on the line. You're listening to Redbird basketball from the state tournament.
Need a new career? Become a pro by joining Pro Ampac. Pro Ampac makes packaging for the world's largest brands at their climate-controlled, tobacco-free locations in Neenah and Wrightstown. We have multiple rotating shift options available to fit most schedules. At Pro Ampac, you can make at least $20 an hour with full benefits package, 401k with company match, and quarterly bonuses up to $5,000 a year. With our training and growth opportunities, you can become a pro too by applying at proampac.com.
Score big and get paid with better checking. Shop and support local business with your Nicolet Bank debit card to help earn up to 3.00% annual percentage yield with Real Rewards checking. Join thousands of our customers who have had the opportunity to earn big with a Real Rewards checking account. If you don't earn money with your current checking account, it's time to switch to Nicolet Bank. See terms and apply at nicoletbank.com or talk to your local Nicolet Bank team today. Real people, real conversations. Member FDIC.
My reason why community.
My reason why is leadership.
My reason why is to inspire others.
Why do thousands of teenagers here in Wisconsin participate in high school sports and activities?
My reason why is friendship.
Their reasons are as diverse as the students themselves. But the one thing they all share is the opportunity to have fun and learn important life lessons. Lessons like supporting their community, learning how to be a leader, and building lifelong friendships.
My reason why is defying expectations.
Is there a grade school or middle school student in your family? Then encourage them to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school.
My reason why is to make a change in the world.
This message presented by the NFHS and the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association.
We continue the pregame show and we sit down with De Pere head coach Brian Winchester. And Coach, you get a win last night in the state semifinals over Kettle Moraine, a hard-fought win. What's your reaction from that one?
Certainly happy to be playing tonight. The game wasn't the prettiest game. The Kettle Moraine really controlled the tempo, the pace of the game on us. But you know, to be good in the tournament, you have to be able to win playing different styles. And tonight might be a little bit of a different style.
Kohl mentioned something last night on the broadcast about the three-point line, and you're shooting some deep ones, and there's the extra arc. Does that kind of play mind games with you? How you, even if you run your offense a couple feet further out?
Yeah, you know, actually the college three-point line is great for spacing. So you'd rather run your offense on the college three-point line, particularly if teams are going to come out and guard you. And I think Arrowhead will probably come out and guard us there. Obviously, you don't want to give away the extra about foot and a half. If in terms of shooting percentages, you want to make sure you know where your feet are when you're shooting it there. But I think it's good for spacing. You just have to realize where it is. It is different when there's the two lines there. We talked about that in practice, and actually we have on one of our auxiliary courts at the high school, we have the college three-point line down. So it's not a huge difference when we get to practice on that court.
I imagine you did a little prep on Arrowhead earlier in the week, maybe for the possibility. But on the quick turnaround with that, and you practiced earlier today, how does that work in that scouting?
The scout, we started preparing on Sunday. We looked at Kettle Moraine. We had, some of our coaching staff start breaking down Arrowhead, start looking at Neenah. And so the film work was done early in the week. And on Tuesday, that's typically the day that we, whether it's the regional final, the sectional final, or in this case, the state championship game, we typically do Tuesday or prep work on Tuesday for that second team or that second game of the week, because you just can't get to this game and say, all right, here's the scouting report, here's what we need to do, and it just doesn't work that way. And I know people talk about, you're looking ahead. You have to look ahead if you're going to be successful in this game. And so we did quite a bit of prep work on Tuesday for them, did a little bit of prep work on Wednesday. Obviously Monday was really about us. Wednesday was split on Arrowhead, Kettle Moraine. Thursday was all about Kettle Moraine, and obviously today our walkthrough / practice was preparing for tonight.
And lastly, obviously they have some athletes. They have some Division I football commits. They have some really good basketball players that are committed to Milwaukee and other schools getting looked at. What does it take tonight to get a gold ball hoisted from De Pere?
We're going to have to play at a very high level. We're going to have to be good on the defensive end like we have been all year. We're going to have to be good on the offensive end. We're just going to have to be us. We're going to have to play the way that we want to dictate the style of the game, which is fast. But we want them to grind on we want them to grind on offense with us defending them for longer possessions, and then we want to go down and make sure we get the shots that we want. And ultimately, there's going to be a lot of chaos tonight. I've been in this position before and told the kids that earlier today. This is not the scouting report and all that prep work. You got to be able to recognize certain things that are happening, but a lot of the game is just going to be chaos, and you have to be able to persevere through that and just play within yourself, and stick to what we do for the most part, but be really aggressive, let it rip, and go win a gold ball.
Awesome. It's a good day to be a Redbird, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Again, that's head coach Brian Winchester. We continue the pregame show after this. You're listening to De Pere Basketball.
Cortec floors are waterproof, kid-proof, and pet-proof, so they can stand up to real-life conditions. You'll find the largest selection at Mako's. Do it yourself or trust our guaranteed installation. Mako's, your premier flooring center. That's value.
My wife was getting upset with the drafts coming through the doors.
Jeff Levering called Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody on your staff has done a great job.
Get 0% for up to 4 years. Visit PellaWI.com.
Honey, isn't it the sacrifice, the dedication, the grit? I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Well, who?
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special, but there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games too, like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in Wisconsin. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Rob.
Yeah.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Warhawks and the Redbirds coming up here from the Kohl Center. Great to have you along with us. Chris Learman, Cale Coleman with you on the YouTube stream, Facebook Live, or however you may be following along with us. If you're listening at home, from across the country, from across the world, we'd love to hear from you as the night moves along. Great to have you with us as De Pere, 29-0, looking to complete a perfect season. Cale, they started the season with expectations, obviously. They knew what they had. They had to get over the sectional final hurdle first. They get here. They're looking to become the first team in state history to go 30-0.
Well, the expectation this year was a gold ball, right? They've been to the sectional final each of the last 2 years. Got knocked off in very close games to Black River Falls and then Menominee Falls last year. And so you come into the season and you're not trying to overlook anything like Coach Winchester talked about, but it was also very known, like there is a singular goal here. And that winning the FRCC is great, but quite frankly, it was down this year. And they went on the road and they won all the games they needed to along the way to get to that record. It's not like they played a cupcake schedule. They played everybody they could. Pewaukee, who we just saw win a state championship each of the last 2 years, Division II champions, with a bunch of good players. I mean, and there was college kids on that floor, and there was college kids on this floor. And this is about as exciting of an atmosphere as you could be. And you think back to that November time frame when the season's kicking off, and now here we are in mid-March and in the Kohl Center, beautiful campus of the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and playing for a gold ball tonight.
Tonight's broadcast of De Pere Basketball from the state tournament, proudly supported by Nicolay National Bank. From Pella Windows and Doors of Green Bay, by Pearl Ampac, Chicago Street Club, and Swan Club. Mako's Floor Covering Center by Bay Claire Clinic, Mellman Brothers Electric, by De Pere Basketball Booster Club, and by members of the NEW Sports Radio Broadcasters Club. As they show the highlights from last night's game on the video board, just before we announce the starting lineups, it's sure to be an awesome atmosphere here as the lights go out at the Kohl Center. Student section for De Pere is filled up, a blackout night as the team will be in their home whites.
Yeah, this is awesome, Chris. I mean, if this doesn't get you going, I don't know if you have a pulse, because they got the lights going and the student section's got their phones out. The music's cranking. I don't know if you can hear it on the broadcast, but it's an exciting time to be a Redbird fan, and we appreciate you joining us tonight and as we bring you the action. And again, hopefully this De Pere squad is bringing home some gold hardware here in 2011. Brought home some silver in their last trip, and wouldn't say necessarily looking to avenge the loss, but it's certainly on Coach Winchester's mind to add that gold ball, the first one in the last 89 years, and into De Pere High School's trophy case.
So bringing these starting lineups for tonight. First, it's the 2 seed, the Arrowhead Warhawks.
Number 2, Alex Kramer, is a 5'11 senior. He had 8 points last night, averaging 5.7 on the season. Number 3, Austin Vizariel. He had 15 last night, averaging 17.9. He is a UW Milwaukee basketball recruit. Number 4 is Mac Reckie. He is a 6'5 senior, had 17 last night. He's the player of the year in the Classic 8 conference and is heading to UWGB next year, averaging 18 points on the season. And both of those two, Vizariel and Reckie, forces to be reckoned with. That'll be important for the Redbirds to stop. Number 14 is Bennett Basich. Bennett had 19 last night and was a first-team all-conference player in the Classic 8. He's a 6'4 junior, and it's rounded out by Jace Gilbert, a 6'5 junior who had 12 last night. He was a second-team all-conference player. So you can see this starting 5 is loaded for Arrowhead, and it will be a great test for your De Pere Redbirds.
And the De Pere Redbirds starting lineup.
Number 1, player of the year in the FRCC conference and Mr. Basketball, the 6' senior Johnny Kinzinger. Last night with 14, 9, and 4. He is in the backcourt with his brother, Zach Kinzinger. Number 4, the 6'2 sophomore, 9 points last night, was a defensive player in the year of the FRCC conference. Gabe Herman, also in the backcourt, had 4 last night, averages about that on the season. Hogan Domofsky's a 6'2 senior, and rounding out your starting 5, the big man down low, number 13, Will Hornseth, the 6'8 junior, 19 and 8 last night. A big day from the first team all-conference player.
Reckie to jump against Hornseth, and Arrowhead will take the ball to the right-hand side of the floor as we get started here. Championship Saturday, Division I style, as the Warhawks in their black road uniforms, the baby blue numbers and accents with Arrowhead across the chest. Feed inside, Hornseth's going to front Gilbert, and he steals it away into the corner. 20 seconds gone by, and the Redbird defense that they're so well known for, they get a steal.
Well, and Gilbert is a 6'5 junior, but he goes at 270. He is a load for Hornseth tonight.
You mentioned he had 11 rebounds last night, 8 of them offensively. He had those rebounds.
I kind of like this action right here. They got Hornseth in the wing. I'd like to see him go at aforementioned Gilbert.
Herman at the top of the key for the Redbird offense. First possession of the game for De Pere. Zach Kinzinger to the top to Gabe Herman. Inside to Kinzinger, left hand, and there is Mr. Basketball. John's got 2.
Great high-low action, and Gabe Herman on that post entry where Redbird fans were used to having football players on the field, or out on the court here, and Gabe getting it going. Arrowhead's got 2 Iowa State football recruits on their roster.
Drive by Bennett Basich as he tries to get inside. Hogan Domofsky will pick up the first personal, first team foul. 1:09 gone by here in the opening half. The Redbirds have a 2-0 lead. Baseline trigger in for Arrowhead. Trying to get it in will be Alex Kramer to the top, and Will Hornseth's going to jump up, steal it away. Trying to go in, and it'll be a blocking foul. Hornseth on a foot race against the big man Gilbert, and Jace is going to commit a blocking foul.
There was a little contact there, but it really looked like Will tripped and kind of went into the body of Gilbert, and the official blows the blocking foul whistle.
Baseline trigger in. It'll be Kinzinger, finds Domofsky, right side lane, looking inside, back to Zach at the top of the key. He drives the boulevard, gets by his man, puts it up. Oh, good recovery defense. Vizariel comes through with a block. Basich at the top, trying to drive on Domofsky. Kick it to Vizariel. Drive in the lane to Gilbert, and then reset it. Reckie. He'll put up a deep triple top of the key. That's short off the mark, and the rebound cleared.
That was real deep from Reckie there, but he'll let it fly. He's not afraid.
Talked about the three-point arc here in the different painted color inside. Hornseth trying to go on Gilbert, and great defensive stop. Hornseth loses out of bounds. Turnover Redbirds. 16-11 opening half. It's still 2-0.
I don't mind that. Gilbert picked up his first. I like going right back into him. We saw the Redbirds be successful with that early in the game last night against Kettle Moraine. Got the ball into Hornseth and really got the offense going through him early on.
Gilbert to the top, finds left side to Kramer, wearing a wrap on his left wrist to the top. Bassage, 3 on the way, back iron, no good. Offensive board, Kramer, dump off Gilbert. He got Hornseth in the air on the pass, and Gilbert lays it in.
That was a really nice feed by Kramer, as all he had to do was kind of hand it off to Gilbert, had Hornseth in the air.
2-2, kick out Hornseth. He'll put up a 3 right wing, roll it off the rim, no good, and Bennett Bassage clears down the rebound. Bassage, a 6'4 junior, already has Division I college basketball offers. As the handoff goes to Kramer in front of the De Pere bench. Right-hand side of the floor. Recchi trying to spin on Domofsky, gets in the lane, puts it up through contact, through traffic, off the backboard and down.
And Arrowhead takes the first lead of the game, 4-2.
Domofsky, free throw line extended on the wing. Get it to Johnny. Near side to Zach. Swing it into the wing. Top of the key to Herman, work it around. Side, top side, work the offense and make, as you heard Coach Winchester mention in the pregame interview, make teams work both offensively and defensively. Kinziger to Domofsky in the corner, trying to post up with the big man inside.
And he bodies Will right out of the paint.
Herman in the corner as Arrowhead playing great defensive end. Home whites for the Redbirds. De Pere across the chest in maroon numbers. Zach finds Will on the wing, trying to go on Gilbertson, pulls up 12-footer in the lane, back iron, too strong, and Gilbert brings down the defensive rebound. To the right side of the floor come the Warhawks. 4-2 they lead, 14-22, clock moving here in opening half. Kramer guarded by Herman. Dribble handoff, gives it to Villarreal. Neither team is subbed yet, but there are a couple players waiting at the table. Drive in Kramer, kick it out to Bassage. On Domofsky going inside. Good help defense. A double team comes, kicks it out to Kramer. Drive, put it up, 15-footer. Good contest by Herman, but the offensive rebound by Jace Gilbert. Mentioned he had 8 of those last night against Neenah. It's going to be important to keep him off the ground. Coach Winchester says Will is going to give up about 40 pounds to him despite being 3 inches taller. Gilbert inside. Ooh. Good footwork from the big guy, 6'2 Arrowhead.
Yeah, and he is not afraid to throw that weight around. Will took a shot right to the chest. And nice defense, but Gilbert just creating space and getting it up there, and he's all over Hornseth right now on the defensive end.
Going to Iowa State, as Kohl mentioned, shot inside to Hornseth, and he gets bumped by Gilbert, and that's number 2, just 4:37 gone by.
And this is going to be interesting because the subs are at the scores table. Arrowhead's got 2 of them in there. And so what do? You bring in the big kid off of the bench.
So you lose the weight, but you gain height and wingspan.
Garrett Sexton is a 6'6 junior who averages just shy of 5 points. And he is about as highly recruited of a football player as you can, with offers from Baylor, Vanderbilt, Penn State, Michigan State, and about 12 others. So both teams just bringing in athletes as Hornseth mixes both free throws. Still 6'2", just over 13 left in this first half.
Yeah, 0 for 2 trip from the charity stripe. Bassett trying to get on Domofsky. Right hand goes right to the cup, drives the boulevard and lays it in. 8-2 start for the Warhawks.
Bastich had 19 last night, was the leading scorer for Arrowhead.
Hornseth on the right wing to Herman, top Zach, swing it around, chest pass to Johnny, gets by his guy, put it up left hand, and he gets pushed. Foul called. Tonight's officials, they make it to state. They're calling a Division I state championship. Jason Fish from Swamico, Casey Pavanka, Valders graduate, and Mark Sorensen from Heartland. Congratulations to those 3 gentlemen.
John Kinzinger going to make his way to the free throw line as Arrowhead bench not necessarily in love with the call. Coach Craig Hayes was pictured on the Jumbotron. And
0 for 3 from the stripe already, Kohl.
And John Kinzinger, who's about 96% on the year from the free throw line.
What were they last night? 14 of 16.
14 of 16.
He makes the second one. It's 8-3, and we have come to a media timeout in what is an 8-3 Arrowhead lead. The Redbird Basketball Booster Club is proud to support the boys and girls programs of the Unified School District of De Pere. We offer clinics as early as first grade and support for all youth teams in our program through the school, all of which is privately funded through generosity of our great community. Save the date for the largest fundraising event and annual golf outing on Friday, June 2nd at Ledgeview Golf Course and Chicago Street Pub and Grill. Golden tickets for the raffle event are on sale now for $100 with only 500 available. All prizes are valued at a minimum of $300 with a 1 in 15 chance to win. If interested in the outing or supporting the program, please contact a board member or visit the website at deperebasketball.com.
Here, Chris, as I was looking last night, doing some prep for the game, one thing that I certainly noticed that stood out on the statistics on the year, Arrowhead 552 free throw attempts. De Pere 318. Villarreal has attempted twice the amount of free throws that John Kinzinger has, which is shocking to think about, that a player who gets himself to the free throw line quite often would have that many less. And just as a team, I mean, just the sheer attempts, and in fact, more makes at 403 than even De Pere's 318 attempts, and a substantial amount. So keeping Arrowhead off the free throw line is going to be very important tonight.
12:43 to play here in half number one. Arrowhead an 8-3 lead, and the first sub to come in for the Redbirds, it's going to be 33, Price Gregory.
Send Herman to the bench for a breather.
Gregory had 3 last night, the only Redbird to score off of the pine. Passage inside, gets underneath behind the rim, can't get to it. Offensive board, Sexton tapped around a couple of times, and finally Will comes away with it. He gets to Johnny, and in transition, Recky tries to pick him up. Johnny goes a left-hand dribble, pick and pop, instead swings it to the wing to Zach Kinzinger. Free throw line extended beyond the perimeter, back to Johnny at the top, and now he calls for Will to give him a screen. Screen and roll for the 2. Johnny trying to get past Recky. Step back, 3 on the wing, right side. Johnny Kinzinger with a triple.
And that was a heck of a step back, as he took about as big of a leap back as you could possibly get to make sure he was behind the three-point line, and drains it from the right wing.
Johnny struggled a little bit. Recky with the 3, or for the long 2 on the way. That's off the mark, and rebound brought down by Johnny. He was just 4 for 3 shooting last night, was Kinzinger. Zach gets by his left hand, put it up, blocked shot, but a foul. Sexton comes help side. I don't think they're going to get him with the foul. They're going to get the foul from Villarreal. Yep.
Yeah, and he got him across the head on the replay. Very clean block coming across from Sexton, who has an 85-inch wingspan. And he had that offensive board right over Hornseth. I mean, you really got to get a body on him when you've got that much length. And you can see he's got his hands on his hips right now. And I mean, he's broad.
Let's talk about this. He's 85, 7'3" wingspan. You can see him reach up and block down as the first free throw is rolled in from Zach Kinzinger, his first point tonight. 7'3".
And the physicality of these two teams, I mean, you can tell. And you could see it last night. De Pere was just bigger, stronger, faster than Kettle Moraine. They are not in this game. These kids there are some athletes on the floor.
Kramer tries an entry pass to start the possession, and the player went right, pass went left, straight out of bounds. An 8-8 ball game with 11:38 to play here in the opening half.
And that was good ball pressure by Price Gregory, but really good off the ball pressure by Defensive Player of the Year, Zach Kinzinger.
Ball just above the free throw line with Will Hornseth. Dribbles to the wing, now picks it up. Hands off to Johnny. Shot fake from 3. Now pull up elbow, right side. One dribble in, no. Ball's going to go off of Ramos as he crashed the board. And it goes off of his fingers and out of bounds.
Bassich was right there, and the hustle player off the bench of the Redbirds, Ramos, able to get a hand on it and deflect it out of his hands. Either way, get the defense set.
Villarreal rips it across in the face of Johnny. Those two are AAU teammates. And in the lane, Villarreal, his first bucket as he gets it to go from 10 feet. Johnny, very good defense there, but it goes. Arrowhead back in front, 10-8. 11 minutes, clock ticking here in the first half. Johnny gets a screen from Ramos, goes away from it, instead swings it to Zach. Left side wing to the top to Hornseth. Will looking inside, that's not there. Ramos in front of the Arrowhead bench, right wing. Lefty pass to the top to Kinziger. Good recovery defensively by Vizuriel. Back out to Ramos on the wing. Rips it through, bounces inside to Hornseth. A little too wide of his target. Hit a good wide base, but the pass went under his arm. Out of bounds baseline, another turnover.
Yeah, and that's just not quite Ramos' game, making that wing post feed. But he's that energy guy that's going to come in, keep balls alive. And it was a little bit of an errant pass there, trying to get it in. It had Hornseth on the block. Congratulations and good luck to the De Pere Redbirds at state. Baycare Clinic is proud of all you've accomplished this season on and off the basketball court. Great teamwork builds championships, and we know all about great teamwork. The Baycare Clinic team takes pride in providing great health care. We're proud to support you. It's a great day to be a Redbird. Go get them and bring home that gold trophy back to De Pere.
89 years since the last gold ball for boys basketball, Redbird program. Here at the Kohl Center in Madison. 10:39 opening half. Arrowhead has a 10-8 lead.
This has been a fantastic basketball game. You can tell that both teams, I think, are a little nervous, and understandably so, but the level and the intensity and the physicality is every bit as good as any of the college games that we're on today or that you may have seen. There's some big old boys out here banging into each other.
Check it in for the first time. Trip Walsh. So the size is out of the game for Arrowhead. Trip Walsh had a basket last night. He was the only one for Arrowhead to score off the bench. So just 6 scorers last night for both squads.
Man, Trip's on the all warm-up team. I mean, that kid runs out on the floor, and he looks a little bit different than everybody else. Headed to Iowa State to play wide receiver at 6'6". He's going to be a pretty special kid. Iowa State well represented tonight.
Yeah, absolutely they are. Rebound on an air ball in the lane by Vizuriel. A couple of Arrowhead commits for that program. And Lynch and Sexton with the 12-plus offers. One of them was from the Cyclones.
Well, Monaklovich last game for Pewaukee heading to Iowa State to play basketball.
Kinziger trying to drive inside, gets cut off. Vizuriel gets there. 10 minutes to go in the opening half. Ramos gets loose in the corner, but he's not going to put it up as Recchi closes out on him. Almost tentative to shoot right now for Ramos. Johnny, guarded by Kramer on the left wing, looking for flashing Gregory. That's not there. Johnny now is going to take on Recchi. Loses his footing a little bit, but Mr. Basketball regains possession. Kick it up over the top to Hornseth. Guarded by Tripp. Will's going to go inside. Back iron, no. Offensive board, put it up, follow up and in.
What a great move by Will. He takes that ball right over the right shoulder into Tripp's chest. Doesn't get the finish, but catches it off the back iron and sets it right back in.
Hornseth, that was his first basket tonight. He led the Redbirds in scoring the last few games. As Bassage inside, up and scoop, and it's in.
He got Will up in the air and kind of adjusted his shot, brought it off to the left hand for a scoop, and that was a beauty off the glass.
Bassage has 4, and the lead is 12-10. Arrowhead, 9:03. Clock moving here first half. Offensive board crashed by Ramos. We're going to have an alternating possession arrow. As Bassage with some emotion ripping it away. Tied possession will go
Should
underneath.
be De Pere ball.
Redbird ball.
So Ramos and Zach Kinziger going to check out of the game. Domovsky and Herman back in for the Redbirds.
8:59 opening half. That means we have 1 second past the halfway point of the first. Kinziger into the top, gets to Hogan with Domovsky, who's checked back in. Herman, the quarterback for the Redbirds. It's to the wing, to Winchester, to Hornseth. Top back to Gabe. He finds Domovsky right side perimeter, outside the arc. Bounce pass to the top to Herman. Gabe looking inside. That's not there. Recchi guarding him. Man-to-man defense. Both teams all the way to this point. Johnny, flare screen left wing. 3 on the way. Front iron, no. Tipped up. It's Hornseth brings down the rebound. Traffic in front, puts it up, and Will Hornseth turns over his shoulder. Sexton was there to block it, but I think the help from Bassage, 14, gets him on the arm, and it will be 2 free throws.
Bassage put his hand up right away. He knew he got him on the arm, and what a great offensive rebound by Will. Let's see if we can convert the second chance points, as he left the free throw line without any points last trip, and he put that first one hard off the back iron.
At some points, gets to be a little bit of a mental game as he's 0 for 3 from the line thus far. Redbirds down by 2. 8.5 to go in the first half. Will Hornseth, good stroke, back iron, too strong.
Free throws going to be important here tonight for the Redbirds, and not shooting at a very high clip right now.
Recky tries to drive and kick, gets it out to Kramer, guarded by Gabe Herman. Screen comes to the top from Sexton. Great ball pressure. In fact, ball's tipped away. Gregory trying to save it as it gets deflected to the sideline. Diving attempt by 33, but he can't get the pumpkin to stay inside the boundaries.
Redbirds shooting just 3 of 10 from the field and 3 of 8 from the free throw line.
We've been stuck at 12-10 for quite some time. Last field goal has been over a minute for both teams.
I don't know if this was the game anybody expected, but like I said, it's been so physical and such a high level. And both these teams fantastic defensively.
Recky, 6'5", spins the lane on Zach Kinziger. Off the back iron, no. An extra hop off the rim. Rebound brought down by Hornseth. Outlet into Johnny. Puts it up. Scoop in the lane. That's not going to go. Great defensive challenge by Sexton. Sexton was a defensive end on the football team. Switched this year to be an offensive tackle at his 6'6" size that he's got. Loose ball on the floor, diving from both teams onto the hardwood. We're going to have a tied possession. This one will stay with the Warhawks with 7:35 to go in the first half. It's still 12-10.
I mean, there's 5 guys on the floor, Chris. This is awesome. We got guys diving everywhere. I'm telling you how physical it is. This is a physical basketball game.
You see that there's something on the line, right?
Yes. I mean, the level that these kids are playing at is awesome.
Baseline in, get it to the wing. In for the first time, it is 12, Sam Leone. Leone played a few minutes last night. Trying to cross over on Domofsky, spin into the lane, drive and kick to Kramer. He gets loose, shot fake the lane, hand it off Leone. Deep 3, right wing, front iron, that's off the mark. And Zach skies for the rebound, push it up the 4 for the Redbirds. Domofsky thought about taking it inside, but then opts to pull it out, and the offense will be run on the right wing.
I'd love to get Domofsky in one of the corners and just get him some space and try and get some penetration to his side, see if he can't get a driving kick. Somebody other than Johnny needs to get going right now.
Zach has it on wing to Herman at the top. Yeah, Redbirds offensively need more than just the big 3. A little help elsewhere. Hornseth trying to drive on Sexton. Kicking out to the top to Herman. Gabe inside as they try to post Johnny. A nice job to bat it away by Kramer. Alex, a good job. The 5'11" senior gets a deflection. He'll run the point on the right side. Vizarreal trying to drive. Trying to get Zach in the air. He does hesitate. Zach goes by, and Vizarreal has another bucket.
He's a nice player. He's got listed at 5'11", and he certainly doesn't look that big. He's got floppy head of hair, which might add some height, but he's crafty, and he's not having any trouble oversized with DePere.
Hornseth trying to spin baseline. Kicking out into the corner to Johnny. Redbirds down by 4, 6:09 clock in the first half. Ball at the top, catch and shoot. Zach Kinziger 3, short on the attempt. The rebound comes all the way out towards the Motion W logo, and the rebound is on the offensive end. Hornseth spin move down the lane.
What a move. He gets the isolation on Sexton, comes to the middle, and then spins back towards that right side and finishes with the long reach of the 6'8" frame.
2 trying to drive on 2, kick to Vizarreal, corner 3, that's off the mark. Gabe Herman skying for the rebound.
DePere with a chance to regain the lead on this possession, content to slow it down as John brings it up and he tries to get into a set.
5.5 minutes left, first half. Arrowhead 14-12, but the 3 attempt from Zach is going to be off the mark, roll it in and out.
And again, he's back on that college line, just a little bit deeper than what you're accustomed to.
Recky catches it 18 feet away, near side baseline on the right. He'll step back, 18-footer from the wing. Creates some room, but he's short on the attempt. Rebound brought down by Gabe Herman once again. And Herman, a couple of rebounds in the last 2 possessions. Zach's got it left wing on the offensive end of the floor. DePere operating on the left as you watch on or listen on with us. Hornseth inside, he loses his footing again. Skips one to Herman. Gabe only goes about, I think goes 6'3". That passes for about a 6'10" kid, and it goes out of bounds, and we've reached the media timeout. 4:46 to play here in the opening half in what is a Arrowhead lead.
Everyone needs a great electrician. Contact Moman Brothers Electric. Looking to renovate, Or are you working on a remodel or addition? Contact them for any electrical needs. 920-246-4365. Momans Brothers Electric.
Appreciate all the sponsors to allow us to be able to bring you state championship basketball and the state tournament coverage last night and tonight here from the Kohl Center. We're on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Chris Learman, Cale Coleman with you from Media Row at Section 208 at the top. And it is Arrowhead a 14-12 lead with 4:46 to play before the half expires. We welcome in, listening from Howard, Troy Frisk is listening. Coach Rickle was out there listening in with us as well. And Kevin Smith, Kathy Unschultz are also listening in with us.
Well, I don't think anybody questioned the two teams that on paper should be here tonight, and I think through the first portion of this game, any doubters have been that had been answered, because this has been an extremely high level of play, level of defense, and Ramos going to check into the game. Hornseth going to take a seat on the bench here for De Pere.
Tripp at the top, trying to get her on the screen. The dribble weave, handoff at the top. Kramer guarded by Johnny. Move the defensive feet for the current and future Redbird. Handoff to Mac Recchi at the top.
Looked
Trying
like
to
a little
isolate.
set.
Shot fake. Gabe Herman's there the entire time, and they're going to get a shooting foul. As Herman came help side, Recchi did not even identify it, turns into it, and they're going to call a shooting foul, and Coach Winchester's going to go call over Mr. Pavanka, as Casey actually resides in the Pier area, used to work at UWGB.
Yeah, and they were trying to get Recchi early on in that possession into a back cut on the right wing, had him coming off of two screens from the baseline like he was going to pop out to catch the ball, and Zach Kinzinger was all over preventing that. But that help side rotation, Gabe just got him a little bit with the body.
First free throw good. Second one rolls all the way around the rim and then falls out. 15-12. Arrowhead by 3. Opening half, we approach the 4-minute mark of the first. Herman on the wing, gets to the top to Johnny. Rips the ball through, triple threat position, finds Hogan on the wing. Chest pass back to Johnny. He gets loose on a flare screen, top of the key, roll it off the front iron. That's off the mark and no good.
Tripp going to come down. Tripp Walsh with the rebound.
Gets it to the corner, back to Walsh, chased off the three-point line. Number 1 finds number 2. That's Kramer. Alex, the floor general, kicks it out to Recchi. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 34 on the floor right now for the Warhawks. Very tough contested 15-footer fading away. Great job by Zach Kinzinger to get a high hand. Then he'll get the ball pushed up the floor to him left side. Johnny chased off the wing. Get it to Herman. Extra pass. It rolls halfway down the rim and comes back out.
I like the action, though.
Could have tied things up. Instead, it's the Warhawks by 3. Recchi to the cup. He did everything but laid it in.
I thought he was going to go up and dunk it, and he just lost it right at the last second.
Ball just fell off of his hand, and Johnny responds. A pull-up transition jumper from 12 feet.
Wow, what a big momentum swing that was right there, where Arrowhead looks like they're going to go up 5 with a big dunk, and John comes right down on the other side in response.
Arrowhead just challenging Domovsky with the on-ball defense, and Hogan's improvement on the defensive end has been so well documented throughout the season. As a pass inside, trying to get it to Sexton, and Ramos from behind grabs a full load of forearm, and that'll be a personal foul, and we'll have immediate timeout. 2:48 to go in the first half in what is an Arrowhead 15-14 lead.
The Swan Club and Chicago Street Pub, newly remodeled and fit for your night out or event. Our patio is coming soon. The Swan Club and Chicago Street Pub, your venue for weddings, parties, or showers. Family owned and operated, with each family member a proud graduate of De Pere High School. The Swan Club and Chicago Street Pub, De Pere.
15-14, Arrowhead has the lead over De Pere. Johnny Kinzinger has 8 points to lead the Redbirds. That coming on 3 of 7 shooting. As a team, the Redbirds shooting just 29.4%. And for Arrowhead, 33.3. Mike Frieder texts in, loves the game because both teams want to and do play defense.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to describe. I start to run out of adjectives, but this is just a defensive battle right now, and usually those aren't super entertaining to watch, but this one's been great. Really tough shots on both ends. I mean, neither team's shooting it particularly well, as you just alluded to, but the shot, there's no easy buckets here tonight.
2:48 to go before halftime. Arrowhead leading by the slimmest of margins in a baseline trigger in. Box set. They'll get it short corner into Mac Recchi. He hands it right back to Kramer, who was the inbounder. Alex trying to dribble behind the back to Herman. Back.
I mean, man, Gabe Herman just cutting off great penetrations. Like anytime anybody's beat.
Recchi contested wing three. It goes down for Mac Recchi. He's got 6, and the lead is 4 now. Kinziger to Kinziger. Ball in the corner with Johnny. They're going to get it above the block to Hornseth, who kicks it back out. Sexton was playing behind him the entire time. Isolate inside, trying to get it to Kinziger inside. Trying to post up the guard. Players hit the floor. It's knocked out of bounds by Sexton, trying to save possession. And Coach Haase is going to have a laugh with Coach Pavanka as he points the other way and then realizes Casey's right in front of him.
He tried to sell it.
Gregory to the top to Zach. Looking inside to get it to Hornseth. They play behind him. Now they're going to bounce it inside. Kick it out to Herman. A little flare screen on the wing. There, it goes in. Gabe Herman with a triple.
Yeah, great find. And we talk about Hornseth for the way he moves and the way he finishes and plays above the rim, but he is a fantastic passer out of the post.
Villarreal guarded by Herman. Gabe just moves his feet so well. Contested shot from 12. Shot only goes 11 feet. It's an air ball. Hornseth brings down the rebound. Get it to Johnny and push it up the left side. DePere hasn't led in a while, and Herman's going to shoot it from the left wing this time.
Back-to-back threes for Gabe Herman.
Herman to knock it down.
And that's the action that I was talking about. When you can get John Kinziger penetrating into the lane and then you find one of those shooters on the wing, they were able to do that right there, and Gabe knocks it down.
Recchi goes right at Zach Kinziger, back iron, tough shot. Couple bounces off the back iron and falls through.
Here we go. Now he got some points.
20
that was
to 20.
A tough move.
62 seconds left before the half. Johnny at the top. He's guarded by Recchi. Swings it to his brother. That's Zach, just a sophomore for the Redbirds, guarded by Villarreal. Zach finds Johnny. Swinging around the ring. Get it to Gregory. Finds Hornseth in the corner. Left corner, picks up his dribble, looking to hand it off to somebody. Sexton jumps it, so the 5 count should effectively stop. It does, then kick it back out to Zach Kinziger. 38 seconds till half.
They may hold for one here.
And DePere looks more than content to hold the pumpkin. Nope, Zach's going to get by his guy, and nobody's help side, and Zach lays it in.
Well, Arrowhead tried to push up, but it looked like they were going to hold, and Zach just went about 40 feet uncontested to the basket.
Redbirds by 2, 20 seconds till half. Villarreal drives out of the corner, gets in the lane, ball poked free. Herman hits the deck, tries to save possession. He wants a timeout. It will be a Redbird timeout.
The Redbird bench is out on the floor, helping Herman up. The student section's fired up, and they've got the 2-point lead. It's going to be 12.1 to go the length of the floor as they show the replay of Zach getting to the basket and giving the Redbirds back the lead.
22 to 20 your score. Redbirds have the lead, and they're going to have the ball with just 12.1 ticks of the clock until we reach halftime.
Yeah, and they just showed Coach Winchester on the Jumbotron, and you could see him saying, all right, we're going to go for one shot. We've got 12.1, probably telling them we're going to attack around that 6, 5, 4 second mark. Let's get the shot. Nobody do anything stupid and pick up a foul, although no one's really in foul trouble. Herman's the only player with 1 that's on the floor right now. He's got Herman, Zach Kinziger, Johnny, Hornseth, and Gregory spotting up in the left corner on the floor for the Redbirds.
Sexton and Tripp join the floor with Kramer, Recchi, and Villarreal's going to pick up full court. We're just at the half-court stripe with Zach. Across the timeline with just 7. Screen comes from Hornseth. Zach gets past his man, pulls up on the wing. 3, steps into it. Short, the air ball. 2 seconds left in the half, and Tripp's going to throw a heave. 80 feet, that comes up short, and we have reached halftime.
Yeah, it was interesting there. I noticed that right away. They had John in the far right corner, had Zach bring it up, and I think they're trying to use that athleticism to get the isolate Villarreal in that high screen action with Hornseth. Zach had a deep look at 3, and it just came up short. So content to go in with a 2-point lead at halftime as they throw 10 minutes on the clock here at the Kohl Center.
We will step aside and take a break. We'll have some stats at the half, but it's the Redbirds by 2, 22-20 from the Kohl Center. You're listening to Redbird basketball from the state tournament.
Need a new career? Become a pro by joining Pro Ampac. Pro Ampac makes packaging for the world's largest brands at their climate-controlled, tobacco-free locations in Neenah and Wrightstown. We have multiple rotating shift options available to fit most schedules. At Pro Ampac, you can make at least $20 an hour with full benefits package, 401k with company match, and quarterly bonuses up to $5,000 a year. With our training and growth opportunities, you can become a pro too by applying at proampac.com.
I'm Gina Della from Pella. Unparalleled service from beginning to end. That's the Pella promise. And it all starts with a free consultation right in the comfort of your own home. Don't imagine. See for yourself how Pella can help change the beauty and curb appeal of your home. Or visit one of our 3 showrooms where you can experience the latest in technology and design innovations, like the new hidden screen, exclusively at Pella. Don't wait. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Thousands of Nicolet Bank Real Rewards checking customers have earned over $20 million in interest since 2011. Real Rewards checking has offered 3.00% annual percentage yield for the last 12 years. It's not new or trendy, just the real thing, year after year. Experience Real Rewards checking from Nicolet Bank and start earning interest on your checking account. See terms and apply at nicoletbank.com or talk to your local banker team today. Nicolet Bank, real people, real conversations, member FDIC.
Rain, mud, sandy feet, and pets, all challenges we face on our home's floors. Hi, I'm Jim Mako with Mako's Floor Covering. Our waterproof luxury vinyl flooring will meet the challenge and make cleaning easy, starting at only $2.99 a square foot. Do it yourself or trust our guaranteed installation. Mako's. Now that's value.
22-20 your score here at the half. The Redbirds, they lead it. Trailed most of the first half, but they are in front.
Yeah, we go through the 20 points. It's Villarreal has 4. Recchi is leading the way for Arrowhead with 8. Those are the 2 basketball studs for the Arrowhead team. Basic has 4 on 4 shots, and Jace Gilbert with 4. He's 2 of 2. The big story was Gilbert picking up that early 2 fouls, had to check out of the game, and he had a drastic impact on the slow start for the Redbirds in the first half. As we look at the Redbirds also with 4 players, the only contributors on the board, led by John Kinzinger. He's got 8, Mr. Basketball. Gabe Herman with those 2 clutch threes down the stretch has 6. Zach Kinzinger has 4, and Will Hornseth with 4. The Redbirds shooting 38% from the field, 30 from 3, and 37.5% from the free throw line, compared to Arrowhead shooting 37.5% from the field, 20% from 3, and 50% from the free throw line.
The 2 big threes for Gabe Herman is going to be something you see the entire first, 15 minutes of the half. Get it to him at the top and just look to swing, look to pass. He's going to have to be aggressive offensively and look to put up that shot.
Yeah, and I felt like in that last 4 minutes of the game, it seemed to flow a little bit better. I think both teams are starting to settle in. The nerves have calmed down, and guys are just going out and playing now, versus kind of trying to figure out how it's going to be played, how the game's going to be officiated. And just kind of adjusting to this stage, right, with so much on the line. Largest lead was 6 by Arrowhead with 13-12 in the first half. That was 8-2. And then De Pere retook the lead with 17 seconds and not left in the first half, and that's where we're at. 22-20, a much lower scoring first half than I think anybody would have expected.
Yeah, you heard Coach Winchester say, we want to play at our pace. I said, do you want to play it up faster? He's like, well, both teams wouldn't mind playing faster. What do we have? What are some of the scores that we've seen from Arrowhead this season that they've put up offensively.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, they put up 97 in the third game of the season. You got 89, a bunch in the 80s here, 84, 85, and 88, 86 down the stretch. 93-72 in the last game of the season against Milwaukee Hamilton in that sectional, or I'm sorry, their last game before state in that sectional final. So this team could get up and down the floor, and for Redbird fans tuning in that are familiar, John Kinziger, Zach Kinziger, and Will Hornseth all averaging over 15. Well, so is Arrowhead. They've got 3 players averaging over 15 too, as Vizaril averages right under 18, Recky's at 18, and Bosic is at 16. So these kids can light it up. I don't think anybody expected it to be a 22-20 game. That wouldn't have surprised me to be in the 40s. And I think we'll see a big explosion of points here in the second half.
We saw that little run with 2-3 minutes to go in the half, and all of a sudden, here's a basket, here's a basket. Things changed a lot when I thought Recky was going to slam that one, and he ended up losing the ball. Maybe he was. He lost the ball as he's elevating through the air, and it could have been a 5-point lead at that time. De Pere goes down. They get 2 points on the other end.
Yeah, and again, it's just kind of settling in, and I really think that driving kick action for De Pere can be effective because they haven't, like Zach hasn't really had any trouble getting in the lane. The rest of the Redbirds have just kind of been a step slow, and it does make a difference with Gilbert out. So that's going to be interesting too to see. All right, Gilbert hasn't played in the last 12 minutes, and now he's sat out another 10 at halftime here. 25 minutes have gone by. What does the 6'5", 270 football player come in, and how does he impact the game?
We're going to step aside and take a break as we get set for half number 2. It's the Redbirds by 2, 22-20, here from the state championship, Division I at the Kohl Center. You're listening to Redbird basketball from the state tournament.
My wife was getting upset with the drafts coming through the doors.
Jeff Levering called Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody on your staff has done a great job.
Get 0% for up to 4 years. Visit PellaWI.com.
Need a new career? Become a pro by joining Pro Ampac. Pro Ampac makes packaging for the world's largest brands at their climate-controlled, tobacco-free locations in Neenah and Wrightstown. We have multiple rotating shift options available to fit most schedules. At Pro Ampac, you can make at least $20 an hour with full benefits package, 401k with company match, and quarterly bonuses up to $5,000 a year. With our training and growth opportunities, you can become a pro too by applying at proampac.com.
Cortex floors are waterproof, kid-proof, and pet-proof, so they can stand up to real-life conditions. You'll find the largest selection at Mako's. Do it yourself or trust our guaranteed installation. Mako's, your premier flooring center. Now that's value.
Score big and get paid with better checking. Shop and support local business with your Nicolet Bank debit card to help earn up to 3.00% annual percentage yield with real rewards checking. Join thousands of our customers who have had the opportunity to earn big with a real rewards checking account. If you don't earn money with your current checking account, it's time to switch to Nicolet Bank. See terms and apply at nicoletbank.com or talk to your local Nicolet Bank team today. Real people, real conversations. Member FDIC.
From the state tournament, our basketball broadcast proudly supported by De Pere Basketball Booster Club, by Melman's Brothers Electric, Bay Care Clinic, by Mako's Floor Covering Center, Chicago Street Pub and Swan Club, Pro Ampac, by Pella Windows and Doors of Green Bay, by Nicolet National Bank, and by members of the NEW Sports Radio Broadcasters Club. Great to have everybody out there listening to us. My junior varsity coach from high school, Coach Pat Geigel. I know that my former head coach at the varsity level, as I wear my Kiel pullover, was Brian Winchester's teammate at Lakeland College, and they are in the coach's booth behind the student section of De Pere. I'm also listening to Mark Hewson, amongst others. So great to have everybody listening back from the De Pere and Green Bay area, wherever you may be listening from. If you want to send us a note, get in touch with us. We would love to hear from you.
It should be Arrowhead ball coming out here, right? No, they got an arrow going to De Pere. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Well, there was that jump ball down here under the De Pere basket, and was there another one?
Yeah, there was one more.
Okay. Okay. So if you're De Pere right here, I think you got to go back inside to Hornseth, right? As we talked about, Gilbert's coming back on the floor. He's got that early 2. I think you get Hornseth a touch here and really test out Gilbert. Again, he hasn't had much meaningful action in the last 20 minutes. You can pick up number 3, and he's really got to start to play conservative.
It'll be interesting to see going at him. You can see that a lot runs through Hornseth because offensively, De Pere had moments of struggles.
Well, they got something playing because they got Domovsky on the ball here coming out of the half.
They get it to Herman at the elbow, looking back screen to Hornseth. They're going to post him up. They sag off of Johnny, so he'll put it up right wing, and a 3-pointer out of the half for Kinzinger.
About as good of a start as you could ask for if you're Coach Winchester.
You mean 14 seconds in to hit a 3? Not too bad. The lead is 5 for De Pere, largest of the state title game.
You can hear the student section start to pick it up and try and give some defensive energy.
Bassage 3 on the wing from the right side. That comes up short. Rebound comes down to Zach. Kinzinger gets a screen from his man. Gets by the help side. Left-hand lane. Zach Kinzinger for 2.
He definitely took some contact from Gilbert on the head. He threw the arms up, asking the official for it after the finish. But they cannot keep him out of the lane right now.
Yeah, I think that's why at the end of the half it was Zach to penetrate. He's got a little more length than Johnny, and right now it just seems whoever he's being guarded by can get by a little better than Mr. Basketball himself. Recky at the top for the Arrowhead offense, driving by Zach, put it up. They're going to call a blocking fall on the arm. Zach Kinzinger gets the ball, but he also got the elbow of Mac and the UW Green Bay Phoenix. Got a new coach coming in, but Mac Recky has said that he's going to stay with the Phoenix with Coach Sundance. Is that a good hire?
You know, I don't know much about him. He comes with a lot of energy from what I've seen. I've talked to people that were involved in the search, and they're very excited. So we're certainly cheering for him. He's got nothing really but upside. So,
right.
And I like the way Recky's playing. So bringing in some local kids, generating some excitement around the program, and getting the community behind it. Excited to see where he can take it.
Recky makes both free throws. He's the first Warhawk into double digits. He has 10 points. Johnny at the top, looking down low for Hornseth. Gets by his Mayan, and Gilbert is shielded off. The left arm got held of Kinzinger, so he tries the one-hand little under scoop, and he will have 2 free throws as he hits the side of the rim with the shot attempt.
Yeah, you could see he had a hold of the arm, and John really didn't have any other option if he was going to get a shot up other than to go with one. And De Pere just 3 of 8 from the line in the first half. Now 4 of 9, and John Kinzinger, who only missed 4 free throws in the regular season, has missed 2 tonight.
A third of the season's misses. There's a backdoor pass, and Kinzinger gets his head whipped around and deflects it and then picks it up. That's a steal.
You can tell they practiced that backdoor action, but it's not fooling Zach tonight.
Herman in the corner to the top to Hornseth, looking for Johnny, who just decides to fade as the curl got cut off. Zach at the top of the key. Kick it to Domovsky, looking inside. They'll get it to Hornseth. Gilbert on his back hip, top of the near side block. Will trying to go to work. Baseline, gets around Gilbert. Right hand, scoop off the glass, down for 2.
Yeah, and Gilbert's trying to body him, but Will's so long in his balance. He's so light on his feet. Gets around and uses the length to score.
Redbirds start the half with an 8-2 run. Kick to the wing. Herman with a steal. Had a chance to look ahead, but they'll be content to take it to the right-hand side of the floor.
And you could tell Recky's used to just being bigger and stronger.
Left hand, high off the glass, off a roll. Oh, it just hangs on the front iron and falls off as Zach Kinzinger gets to the cup, and he'll have 2 free throws coming. 15:44 to play here in half number 2.
I really don't know how that didn't fall, Chris. I mean, it was just up there. It looked like it was going to go. And what a great finish to get it up on the rim. He took a lot of contact there. But, you know, Arrowhead, you could tell Recky, the senior headed to UWGB, he's used to just going down. You could tell he gets to the free throw line, but he's trying to bang into, get down onto the block and just kind of work his way down, and it's just not working. He's done that about 3 possessions now in this second half, but the physicality and the strength of De Pere is definitely different than what he's faced this year in the Classic 8.
Kinzinger makes the second one after the first one. Timeout, Arrowhead, a full timeout. We're going to step inside, take him. Lead is 10 with 15:39 to play. It's the Redbirds 32-22. You're listening to State Basketball.
Thousands of Nicolet Bank Real Rewards checking customers have earned over $20 million in interest since 2011. Real Rewards checking has offered 3.00% annual percentage yield for the last 12 years. It's not new or trendy, just the real thing, year after year. Experience Real Rewards checking from Nicolet Bank and start earning interest on your checking account. See terms and apply at nicoletbank.com or talk to your local banker team today. Nicolet Bank, real people, real conversations, member FDIC.
My wife was getting upset with the drafts coming through the doors.
Jeff Levering called Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody on your staff has done a great job.
Get 0% for up to 4 years. Visit PellaWI.com.
32-22. Redbirds 10-2 to start the half. Run right now.
A 7-0 run for De Pere. And we talked about how good this game has been defensively. There's only 10 turnovers in it. So it's not like,
Right.
it's just a physical basketball game where both teams are playing really solid defense. It's not like they're making stupid mistakes or throwing the ball away.
This is the 5th time that Arrowhead has made it to the state tournament. Latest was 2017, where they were also the runner-up. That year they defeated the Bayport Pirates in the sectional, lost to Joey Hauser as a senior. Stevens Point, as Recky's just going to go inside, spins and gets fouled on the play. Foul on 2 or 4.
But that's the same move where he's going down, he's working on that right block and just kind of trying to back Zach Kinzinger down. I'm sure he's got more of a game than that, but that move's not going to work at the next level.
Recky versus the first throw.
He's a 6'5" senior, and he's a big body, but Hornseth was right there in help, and they kind of bailed him out, I thought.
Second free throw, roll it, backboard down. Recky I have with 11.
Checks out on my stats.
32-23, Redbirds with the lead and now playing a little looser. Coach Winchester admitted that they played a little tight last night, although Kettle Moraine did a lot of that as Zach spins back baseline to his left hand on the far block, and he gets bumped again, 2 shots coming. And that'll be Jace Gilbert with his 3rd.
Wow. Yeah, and I thought Bassage threw his hands up like he might have got him. But a 3rd on Gilbert, that's a big foul against the big man for the Warhawks.
Zach Kinzinger makes his free throw. He's 5 for 5 from the line tonight, I think. 6 for 6 now, I'm sure.
Sophomore makes it 10 points, adding along another 4 rebounds.
11-point lead now for De Pere. 15:03 to go here in half number 2, and Hogan Domovsky is going to be called for a hand check foul.
Yeah, and Hogan just got the footwork a little messed up there and threw the off arm into him to slow him down right in front of the official. That's an easy call.
Recky's going to trigger in, looking for Bassage to the backcourt. Domovsky jumps in front of one.
Wow.
And it gets deflected off of Kramer out of bounds. Hogan Domovsky.
And we saw a play almost in that identical spot last night where Hogan's able to jump the passing lane, and he's longer than he looks. Gets a deflection and creates the turnover.
And he'll go fetch the ball out of the backcourt as the trigger in front of the De Pere bench. 14:57, clock moving here in the second half. The Redbirds 34-23. Johnny chased off the 3-point line, and he'll opt to work it around. Zach Kinzinger, chest pass to Domovsky, thought about a 3, instead swings it to the corner, finds Hornseth, and now Will wants to go after Jace Gilbert. Drives baseline, almost stepped out of bounds, and then threw it away. Bassage picked it off. In transition, Kramer bounce pass to Villarreal. Kick it out to Recky. He'll step into a deep triple on the wing. Mac Recky from 26 feet out.
Yeah, and that was well behind the college line. I almost looked like he traveled. He was a little late getting into that shot.
Johnny wants to step into one. He comes up short. Arrowhead within 8, and they have the ball.
A little bit of a rush shot there from John, as that was a deep 3.
Kramer to Recky. Just hit one from beyond the wing. Dribbles into the lane, kicking out to Kramer. Alex trying to get past Domovsky. Drive and kick, Villarreal. He gets stopped for a moment. Now gets his past his guy and Johnny rather. A little hand on the small of his back gets called for a push with 13:56 to play in the second half.
Yeah, and Villarreal was a little off balance, but that push from Kinziger was just enough to send him to the floor, and an easy call for the official. And I tell you, John had a great recovery. Just got off balance a little bit.
Recchi through the defensive Zach Kinziger for 2.
He uses his body so well at this level.
6-point lead now for the Redbirds as Arrowhead scored the last 5. Herman, corner 3, well contested by Recchi on the closeout defense, comes up as an air ball. Passage into the front court. Ball stuck behind his back, and he's going to travel with it. Yep, Coach Haase said, yeah, Bassage didn't agree with it. Let the Zebras say it's possession to the right side of the floor.
Well, that was a big stop for the Redbirds. They kind of got away with one there. That was really an unforced error, one of the first ones we've seen tonight.
Domofsky on the wing, well beyond the arc, towards the half-court stripe more than anything, trying to throw it inside, and Herman's going to be bumped off. Boy, that's just bad luck for Bennett Bassage. He gets a deflection with his ball pressure, chases after the ball because it gets deflected straight up into the air, and he's just a half step slow to get out to the ball, and he knocks Herman off balance.
Yeah, and that's Bassage's third. Also with 3, Gilbert is going to check out as Garrett Sexton checks back in for the Warhawks.
Ball at the top with Domofsky. 13-15 clock moving here in half number 2. Redbirds have been stuck at 34 for a little bit. It's going to be Zach Kinziger left wing. 3 on the way. Short on the attempt. Rebound to Mac Recchi.
It's just deep. I mean, again, he's outside the college 3. They are running offense just a little too far away from the basket.
Recchi goes in, and 3 Redbirds converge on him. Mac Recchi just trying to take over right now. He's scored 5 in a row on his personal run, and now 2 more free throws coming.
Yeah, and Mac, a 84% free throw shooter from the line this year, got himself there 115 times, and he's really stepped up his physicality here in the second half, going after the Redbirds and trying to emphasize getting to the rim.
He scored the last 7.
Up to 17, trying to make it 18 with the second free throw here.
First free throw was successful. Second one, front iron. This one comes up short. Personal 7-0 run has Arrowhead within 5. Johnny, kick it out to Herman. Extra pass to top at Zach. He'll pull up left elbow, short, no. Tip it over the front of the rim. Hornseth with nobody around, and he just volleyball taps it over the rim.
Well, you know, Gabe, I think in the back of his mind, knew he missed that last one. He passed up a wide open 3. Got to Zach for the jumper.
Catch and shoot. Bassage, Bennett in the corner. One pass and in. I thought Bassage last night against the Neenah Rockets was the best player for Arrowhead as I watched the second semifinal.
And he was their leading scorer.
Maybe comes alive here. Domofsky on the wing. Looking inside. He'll find Zach. It's Kinziger now looking to get past his man. Working around the horn. Far side block, Hornseth. And the double team comes from Bassage. It gets knocked free, and Recchi comes away with it. 4-point lead is going to be staying 4.
A deep 3 from
Recchi tried to step into a very deep one. Domofsky blows by his guy, right hand, puts it up, and Sexton fouled him.
Caught him with the off arm as he was able to block the shot, but the forearm right to Domofsky's chest as he came across. Maybe not. It looked like it in real time, but I didn't see a whole lot there on the replay.
Hey, you see Mark?
Yeah. NEW radio photographer Mark Mino down on the sideline making a Jumbotron appearance.
First free throw, no good. Free throws unkind so far. 0 for 2 trip for DePere. 36-32, 11:48. Second half. DePere got up by as much as 11 as Domofsky pokes it free momentarily. Bassage at the top as Arrowhead recovers.
It's going to be a problem. They got Domofsky down low on the 6'6 Sexton.
Villarreal puts it up through contact. Counted a foul. 2-point game. Chance to get it to 1.
But you got Domofsky and Gregory, both of your outside shooters from DePere on the floor right now with 0 points. And I think if you're Coach Winchester, you might take a timeout here, which he does, and try and find a way to get an open look and get one of these other guys going. You've got John Kinzinger with 12, Zach Kinzinger with 10, and Hornseth with 8. So your big three are contributing the bulk of the points right now, trying to find someone else to get going. You've got just 6 points coming from the rest of the team, and those are the 2 threes by Gabe Herman.
.11:32 to play second half. Redbirds got up by 11. And since that point, it's been we have 11-2 run.
Yeah. So Basich, number 14 on Arrowhead's team, has 3. Gilbert, number 24 for Arrowhead, has 3 fouls. Redbirds, Herman with 2, John Kinzinger with 2, and Hogan Domovsky with 2.
Villarreal free throw. Through. He's got 7. And it's a 1-point game. Johnny has it on the left wing, gets a screen from Gregory, and then Price goes away. Domovsky, well beyond the arc at the top of the key. Dribbles between the rings, through his legs. Dribbled, guarded by Basich, picks it up, rips it through, hands it off to Zach. Left side to Hornseth beyond the 3-point arc.
Appear looking a little tentative right now.
Hornseth looking for the high-low. Gets inside. Gilbert's back in, just defending him. Put it up. Hornseth rolls around the contact, up, in. That'll be Gilbert's 4th. Basket falls. The lead's back up to 3.
Coach Haase asking for the foul to be on the ground. The replay shows it was clearly not. He came, he bellied him. If I've ever seen one, that wasn't even a hip check. He just got him straight in the chest. And Hornseth able to finish through the contact. The Sexton's going to check back into the game. That'll send Gilbert to the bench with his 4th.
Gilbert, you can see how, well, if you don't have size, but Hornseth, you mentioned his length, is able to get around him. Free throw, strong, no good.
Hornseth now 0 for 5 from the free throw line.
And ordinarily a 66% free throw shooter. Which means he'd make his next 10 to get to that mark. Recchi just trying to back down Zach Kinzinger. Kick it, try to go short side, and it's picked off by Johnny.
Yeah, Hornseth got a great deflection there and help.
38-35, Johnny and the Redbirds with the lead. Kick to the top to Hornseth. Trying to go past Sexton, gets cut off. And hand it back out to Johnny on the right wing. 10:20 to play here in the second half. Redbirds lead, still at 3, was as many as 11. Dump it down, near side, 2-hand jam on the bounce to Hornseth.
And that was a beautiful dish by Zach Kinzinger. The Redbird student section going crazy here as Recchi trying to get back to that block.
Kick to the top, stolen away by Johnny. Trying to go past his AAU teammate. Johnny Kinzinger leads back to 7.
Timeout from Haase, and that John Kinzinger may have gotten away with a double dribble, and he's in the official's ear letting him know. But nevertheless, the Redbirds take a run here into the timeout by Arrowhead. It's a 42-35 game, 9:55 left here at the Kohl Center in the 107th rendition of the Wisconsin State Basketball Championship.
I think he deflected the pass away with his left hand, picked it up, and then reached over his body to start his dribble.
I think you're right. I think it looked weird.
Yep.
But it may not have been a double dribble.
Yeah, somebody, Mr. Matt Krieger, who's sitting 4 rows behind the Arrowhead bench, says they may have missed a carry. I think a carry more than a double dribble would make sense in that situation, just how he brings it over.
Yeah, but again, was it an intent to dribble or was it a deflection? And I guess by the way the officials called it, we'll call it a deflection. Either way, he leads out to a great finish around the defensive Villarreal and regains the momentum for the Redbirds.
The officials are closer to the floor than we are.
Yeah, and I had to go back to the car to get my glasses because I forgot them. I can't see anything.
But you got them.
I got them, yeah.
I got to watch Cash and Case for a little bit.
Yeah, I got here. We were sitting up in the 200 level, and I was having some trouble telling who was who in the Division II game, which was a great game. Pewaukee emerges victorious for their 3rd consecutive title. And that was one of the games of the year, was when Pewaukee came up to De Pere earlier. And it's really a shame. I saw somebody tweet, can we keep the teams around? Can we keep De Pere and Pewaukee around tomorrow on Sunday and play a game with those two? And that would be another great one.
Play that right after the NIT game for the Badgers here at the Kohl Center.
Little doubleheader.
9:40 to play here in the second half. A little floater. Great defense by Hornseth as Bassett tried to get one to go. No. Redbirds on a little bit of a run. Lead is back to 7. 42-35 here in half number 2 from the Kohl Center. And a drive and a foul as Johnny gets fouled at the elbow. Baseline trigger incoming with 9:24 to play.
And Bassett, the 6'4" junior, is this going to be 1-1? He is the third leading scorer on this team at 16 points a game, but he does have the high game this year of 38 for Arrowhead. So he can fill it up, even though he's kind of the deferred option, if you will, to the two seniors heading to play at Milwaukee and Green Bay. So no shortage of offensive weapons on either team as Kinziger hits the first of the 1-1, now knocks down the second as John adds to his team high 16 points.
Lead is back to 9 after he made them both. Bassett has it right wing, well beyond the arc. And there's going to be a hand check foul on the drive. That'll be bonus both ways for the last 9:13 as hand riding the hip the entire way from Gabe Herman, who's putting his all out there. The recovery that players have had to go through to get to these moments, right? Gabe mentioned it last night in the game. Player of the year in football as the quarterback for De Pere. They won a conference title last year. First snap of the season, he gets hurt in the knee, finishes the half, misses the entire rest of the year, missed the first few basketball games, and where he is last year an all-defensive team for the FRCC as the first free throws rolled in. But you can't understate what he does on this Redbird team.
No, he's just a winner, right? He's a great athlete, but he understands the game, and he understands how to win. And those are guys that you want on your team. And regardless of if they're basketball kids or football kids or baseball kids, those are the kind of teammates that you want. And he's been very selfless this whole season.
Bassett makes both of them. He's got 9 points now. 9 points and 5 rebounds. Hornseth trying to go on Sexton and trying to go right up, over, around, through, count it, and a foul.
I don't know how you watch Hornseth play and don't just love this kid. I mean, he's the big redhead. He's going down low. He's doing all the dirty work. He's getting deflections. Great balance. He goes in, and Sexton tries to undercut him as he goes up. Tries to give him with the body. Will not knocked off the balance. Gets the ball up over the left shoulder. The right hand knocks it off the glass. Gets himself to the free throw line and finally converts one to make the three-point play.
I got to produce the video stream for the sectional semifinal game at Oshkosh North. The most impressive I had seen him play at 24 in the second half against the Highlanders of Homestead. And Northern Iowa was there watching him. To see him and the moves that he did that game, as a foul is going to come on the drive from Bassett, and he'll get to the free throw line again. What his footwork has done at moments has been so impressive.
Yeah, he's a big, strong body, and but yeah, he's so soft and delicate, and he has the touch. We saw the big dunk earlier, but he has that ability to kind of set it off the glass too. And yeah, as you mentioned, you know, UNI is here tonight. I got a chance to talk to Coach Jacobson last night. He's sitting over in the corner right now watching the game, so they're excited. They extended the offer to Will last week, and Coach is here in Madison watching his recruit have some success here tonight as he's got 15 and 7.
11 of those 15 coming here in half number 2. Lead is 8 after both free throws are made by Bassett. 47-39. 8 minutes, 25 seconds left. Kinziger gets past one guy, and the help side comes over and hits him across the arm. Well, Arrowhead students, or players rather, think that it was clean, but only one person can get the shot block. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, Recky was throwing his hands up, and I don't think he probably did get some ball, but there were two other guys, I think one on each arm of John Kinziger there.
From an 8-point lead up to 9 with the first free throw. Good stroke from Johnny.
Yeah, it feels like a closer game than a 9-point game right now. And I think it's because De Pere has shot so poorly from the free throw line. Just now 13 of 22. This could really be blown open if they shoot even close to their average.
Lead is double digits, 49-39. Ball with Recchi. Furthest from the hoop, he leads all scorers with 17. Trying to drive in, kick it out to Villarreal. He's got it on the left wing, dribbles to the top of the right hand, crosses through legs, guarded by Johnny. Villarreal just trying to get around Johnny. Tough fader. Help side comes Hornseth. Ball missed off the back iron. One and done. Good defensive rebound.
Well, and no sooner than we talk about how great of a unselfish player Gabe Herman is. A fantastic block out as he clears space to allow a teammate to come in and get the rebound.
Ball in the corner with Domovsky to the top to Zach. Kinziger chest pass to the top, ball above the head, now to the hip of Herman. Looking inside, as flashing across was Hornseth. To the top to Kinziger. Domovsky now finds 18 feet away his fellow senior. Johnny trying to drive on Recchi. Great defense to move his feet. Johnny drive, backdoor kick to Herman, back reverse layup, no, tip over the rim by Hornseth, and he's going to get bodied on the rebound.
Of body there. It was a late whistle. I think if he tips it back in, they probably let him play, but Will definitely had the chance to tip that in, and a little late elevation from Arrowhead knocked him off.
Herman missed the first one. Trying to go up was Hornseth. Arrowhead didn't like the call as Will does convert from the free throw line on the first one. 50-39 with 7:19 to play. This ties the largest lead De Pere has had. Second free throw. It's a dozen.
I tell you, he missed the first two and starts to get at you, and then you missed the first four. It's nice to see that sixth one go in, and now the seventh and eighth look much cleaner from Will.
51-39, and fall on the drive. Gabe Herman will pick up the personal. And for Gabe, that is number 4. Is that 5? 4. Okay.
It's crazy to think this, right? But number 2, Alex Kramer, the senior guard for Arrowhead, he's listed at 5'11". He looks tiny out on this floor.
Yep.
But then you look at it, you've got 6 foot, 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", 6 foot, 6'3", 6'2", 6'2", and 6'8" out on the floor. Like, he is the smallest guy, but he's not tiny.
Right. I mean, Johnny doesn't look huge listed at 6 feet, but Kramer, as he makes the first free throw and earns the second one.
No, he's on the jumbotron. Like, he's a put-together kid, too, right? He's ripped.
Both free throws are good. Those are Kramer's first and second points of the night. It's a 10-point game, 51-41. Now Domovsky, almost a 4 corners offense for De Pere. 1 in each corner. Bryce Gregory, that's the left corner. 3 on the way, no. Rebound, Will Hornseth. He's got a man behind him, but he elects to pull it out and reset the offense. Johnny finds Zach in the right corner this time. To Johnny, work around to Gregory. Pass fake from Price. Bounce to Johnny as it's almost a 1-3-1.
Yeah, it is a 1-3-1. That's kind of why we saw that 4 corners.
Zach Kinziger, right corner, 3!
Big 3 from the sophomore. Zach's up to 13 on the night.
And the lead is 13. Recchi on the wing. Guarded by Domovsky. He's going to isolate him. Mack takes it right at Hogan. In the lane, help side comes, get it out to Gilbert. Trying to drive on Hornseth. Jace up over the man. Can't get it to go. Great box out and finishing the rebound by Will.
That was a fantastic defensive possession.
And then Zach down the floor. Great outlet pass. Basket good. 15-point lead. Redbirds 56-41.
And the big 3 have 50 of the 56.
6:06 to play here in the second half. A full timeout, but we will keep it here from the Kohl Center in what is the largest lead of the night.
Congratulations and good luck to the De Pere Redbirds at state. Baycare Clinic is proud to support you. Our team takes pride in providing great health care. Great teamwork builds championships. It's a great day to be a Redbird. Go get 'em.
6:06 to play in the second half, and the Redbirds have been playing really well this half.
Yeah, how do you stop it? I mean, you try and take Hornseth away, and Zach comes up with a couple of big buckets. We know what John can do, right? He's Mr. Basketball for a reason. It's incredible right now, Chris, what these kids are doing. And this game's being played at such a high level. That leads up to 15 now, and I don't know what the answer is. You know, it's one of the things when Recchi kind of starts to go rogue and on offense, things get a little stagnant. And he, again, on that last possession, right, he misses the shot. It's a quick possession. Guys start to get disengaged, and it's kind of the gift or the curse. Like, if he stays hot, you can ride that for a little bit, but it's almost a little too early in the second half for him to try and start isolating the way he did when he came out in this, and now the Arrowhead offense outside of him really looks stagnant.
56-41, 6:07 to play. Redbirds trying to go 30-0. Recchi's going to fade from 12. Tough shot. Back iron, no. Batted free. Vizarreal comes down the rebound in the lane. Of all people, there's 5 of them there, and he's the shortest. Drive Recchi, and we'll have double bonus coming as both teams have committed 10-plus team fouls.
Man, that's exactly what I mean. Recchi comes out, and he tries to isolate. Now they're able to get the offensive rebound. Vizarreal is able to secure it and gets it right back to Recchi, and then he just goes back one-on-one. Like, they're not moving the ball. They're not really making the Redbirds defense work and defend and get a rotation. It's really just him in isolation right now.
He can't convert on the first free throw. All-time leading scorer at Arrowhead. Earlier this very season, actually last night's game, he eclipsed 2,000 career points. He came into the state tournament 1998.
Who was that?
Recchi.
Recchi, wow. A couple 2,000-point scorers.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. He does make the second one. It's a 14-point game with 5:49 to play. Johnny Kinziger from his own free throw line. Guarded by Recchi, full court. See if it's a run and jump or just full court man. Screen at the top from Hornseth as Johnny gets into the front court now, just above the half court, or rather the three-point line. Left wing with Hornseth. Will, ball above his head, rips it through, feeds Johnny short corner. Back out to Zach in front of the coach Winchester, who's down in a crouch. Gregory, ball above his head. Chest pass to Domovsky. Hogan has not scored tonight, but what he has been able to do outside of the scoreboard has what De Pere is up by 14. He's got the ball out near half court now. Bounce it to Hornseth. Zach gets past his man, puts it up, gets fouled by Vizarreal. And Zach Kinzinger, just the explosion that the youngest of 3 brothers. Jake graduated a couple of years ago. He played with his brother Johnny when Johnny was a freshman. Jake was a senior. Now we play senior sophomore. Johnny's got to connect with both brothers, and then it'll be Zach's team to help with Will Hornseth the next couple of years.
But Zach's so explosive. Like, he doesn't need much space, and right there, all of a sudden, it's like he just kicks it into that next gear, and that, boom, that first step, he's gone.
I'd almost like to see him running out of blocks or something in track and field this spring.
Well, that's what it looks like. It looks like the gun goes off, and he just shoots out of the gate.
2 free throws, both good. He's 8 for 8 from the line tonight. Lead is 16 at 58-42. We've ducked under 5 minutes to play as a drive and foul. 2 free throws coming for Alex Kramer.
Sexton and Walsh head to the scores table for Arrowhead. Look like they are going to send Bassett and Gilbert to sit, both those players with 4 fouls. So as we head to a little offense defense with just under 5 left, but Arrowhead holding on, trying to do everything they can to stay in this.
Offensive board off the missed free throw by Sexton. Gets it out, Kramer. He'll get the ball back after missing the throw. Vizarreal at the top of the key, screen with Sexton. The big man's got to roll. He rolled the wrong way. Vizarreal puts it up. No, offensive board. Sexton's second one on the possession. He'll put it in.
Yeah, Will came over and helped there, but got the block off the backboard, but then Sexton was right there to put it back in.
Garrett's first points of the night, but you can see what he could do on the basketball floor. Again, he's a Division I football recruit, just a junior. Kinziger, step back, right elbow, and down Johnny.
Yeah, that was a pretty clean move by John. It looked like it was on Recchi, and it looked like a Recchi possession where John came down, and I don't think he was looking to pass at all. He was going to take that one himself.
60-45, 4:11 to play. Villarreal trying to spin it on Johnny. Gets into the lane, 8-footer, tough shot. No, bounced off some hands, and it goes out to Kramer. He'll pull up, right hand dribble to the free throw line, puts it up. No, comes up short, and Bryce Gregory brings down the rebound.
Yeah, Hornset's in there battling against the 6'6 Sexton.
Zach into the front court. Driving kick to Domovsky, and immediately back to Zach. Hornseth, chance to get down, but DePere looking to run more clock than they are to get it down low. And Alex Kramer, who's been everywhere defensively, deflects the ball into the Redbird bench. Louisville stoppers with 3:36 to play. Redbirds 60-45.
Again, I don't know what the answer is right now for Arrowhead. If you're DePere, you just keep riding the studs that you've got. They have pretty much all the points, all but 6. Gabe's 2 threes in the first half.
Arrowhead won the state title in 2010. DePere lost in triple overtime in 2011, the very next year. 3:10 to go, and DePere just running clock. This is where people think that there should be a shot clock. Outside of moments like this, I'm fully against it, but apparently that's going to be coming in the next 2-3 years. DePere yet to get the ball inside the perimeter. Zach Kinziger, guarded by Villarreal, and he'll take it back near the half-court stripe. Retreat dribble over the motion W here at Ab Nicholas Court inside the Kohl Center.
And I think you got to start to do something here a little bit different than man-to-man. It's a 15-point game with 2.5 left here at the Kohl Center.
Possession that's taken over 40 seconds, and Johnny's got it just inside the half-court stripe. Johnny to go by Recchi. Kick to the corner. Domovsky had a wide open look, but elects to swing it back towards the top of the key. And a blocking foul on Villarreal, trying to draw one with 2:20. That possession took a full minute and 13 seconds.
Yeah, and you can see it. The stands are starting to empty. The general admission tickets are heading towards the door. They can sense that this one might be in the Redbirds' control.
As soon as the whistle blows, everybody
it was like
up
a mass
and out.
exit. I had to double check the scoreboard to make sure there was still 2:20 left.
So maybe the fire alarm's going off or something. First free throw is good. We'll have a timeout here if Zach makes the second one. He does. Media timeout on the floor. Anyone needs a great electrician, contact Millman Brothers Electric. Looking to renovate? Are you working on a remodel or addition? Contact them for any electrical needs. 920-246-4365. Millman Brothers Electric.
The Redbird Basketball Booster Club is proud to support the boys and girls programs of the Unified School District of De Pere. We offer clinics as early as first grade and support for all youth teams in our program through high school, all of which is privately funded through generosity of our great community. Save the date for our largest fundraising event and annual golf outing on Friday, June 2nd at Ledgeview Golf Course and Chicago Street Pub and Grill. Golden tickets for the raffle event are on sale now for $100, with only 500 available. All prizes are valued at a minimum of $300 with a 1 in 15 chance to win. If you are interested in the outing or supporting our program, please contact a board member via our website at dperebasketball.com.
We did the regional broadcast of golf at the golf course a couple years ago.
I think I remember that, yeah.
What's your favorite hole out there?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I would say probably 13. A little par 3, kind of get a little dip. I like some elevation change.
Yeah, anything that involves an iron, I'm out. Par 3s are not my favorite. 2:13 to play. 62-45. Backdoor cut to Kramer, and he can't make the layup through contact.
Hornseth grabs his 11th board of the night. He's got a double-double.
Herman into the front court. Gabe finds Will. Let's see what the strategy is. It's to find a cutting Kinziger right down the boulevard, laid in with the right hand.
He's up to 22. Only 1 rebound. I mean, that's unusual for John. He's a lot of times he's flying in there, but he's done a lot on both ends tonight.
Recky comes up short from 12 feet. Rebound to Johnny.
Yeah, and you can sense the Arrowhead is feeling a little dejected here. Will Hogan get on the board? No. Oh, thought he had to run out. Somebody else might get a point.
Hornseth to Herman. Kick it out to Johnny. 1:25 to play, and Johnny gets by his guy. Left hand. He's got 24.
And that extends the lead to 21 with 1:15 to play.
66-45, the Redbirds. Bassett, she'll step into a right wing 3, roll it off. No, Hornseth crashing for the rebound. Instead, it's Gilbert, reverse lay-in.
Hornseth a little slow to get up, but content to jog back, trying to stay available as DePere will break the press, and Kramer grabs Herman from behind.
And now you love the move from Coach Hazy to A, get players on the floor, but B, get a standing ovation for some of the seniors from Arrowhead, as Coach Winchester will do just the same as well.
The student section's going crazy as Herman's looking at his classmates, waving his arms in the air, heading to the free throw line, trying to get his 7th and 8th points of the night. Sub set to come in, and this place is going to get loud again.
First free throw is successful for Gabe. The lead is 67-47 with 48.4 seconds to play.
Hugs around on the DePere bench. A lot of excitement from this Redbird crowd who traveled well down here to Madison.
Herman one more, and then he'll check out if he can make it. He does not. Fight for the rebound, and it's going to go to Arrowhead with Andy Cochran, 6'3" junior, up to the floor. Crosses over, goes baseline, right-hand lay-in. No, Herman clears the glass. 35 seconds to play. And Coach Winchester wants a substitution timeout. Herman will come off the floor clapping. He'll get high fives from Coach Kinziger, Coach Pritzel, Coach Winchester, and the rest of the squad. I know that after a conference championship in football last year, he was so looking forward to his fall sport. But to come through here and be a big part of a Redbird state title. 22 seconds, backdoor cut, and a right-hand lay-in. It goes for Colin Wicker.
And this class of 7 seniors, great to see Wicker get on the board. Just a junior, but the 6'5" player, a really nice addition to this team. Arrowhead gets a last late bucket.
69-49. The DePere Redbirds, wire to wire, top team in Wisconsin, the first ever to go 30-0. And they are your state champions after an 89-year wait.
The drought is over. The gold ball is coming back to DePere, Wisconsin, the second boys basketball state championship. And I tell you what, Chris, as an alum, I could not be more proud of what this team accomplished. And a great group of young men that's been very fun to support and watch, and be role models for the youth of our program. And nobody deserves it more than they do. And nobody deserves it more than Coach Brian Winchester. And we talked about it last night, all the time that he puts in at all of the grade levels. And these kids, these are DePere kids that have come through the program, have come through the youth stuff, spent a lot of time, a lot of time from the parents, energy, effort, money that they've done growing up and investing, and I bet there's nobody more proud than the parents of these kids as well.
So they will have the trophy celebration and everything. We're going to take a break and come back for that, as it's the Redbirds, best in the state, 30-0. Listening to DePere Redbird basketball from the state tournament.
Need a new career? Become a pro by joining Pro Ampac. Pro Ampac makes packaging for the world's largest brands at their climate-controlled, tobacco-free locations in Neenah and Wrightstown. We have multiple rotating shift options available to fit most schedules. At Pro Ampac, you can make at least $20 an hour with full benefits package, 401k with company match, and quarterly bonuses up to $5,000 a year. With our training and growth opportunities, you can become a pro too by applying at proampac.com.
I'm Gina Della from Pella. Unparalleled service from beginning to end. That's the Pella Promise. And it all starts with a free consultation right in the comfort of your own home. Don't imagine. See for yourself how Pella can help change the beauty and curb appeal of your home. Or visit one of our 3 showrooms where you can experience the latest in technology and design innovations, like the new hidden screen, exclusively at Pella. Don't wait. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Thousands of Nicolet Bank Real Rewards checking customers have earned over $20 million in interest since 2011. Real Rewards checking has offered 3.00% annual percentage yield for the last 12 years. It's not new or trendy, just the real thing, year after year. Experience Real Rewards checking from Nicolet Bank and start earning interest on your checking account. See terms and apply at nicoletbank.com or talk to your local banker team today. Nicolet Bank, real people, real conversations, member FDIC.
Rain, mud, sandy feet, and pets, all challenges we face on our home's floors. Hi, I'm Jim Maka with Mako's Floor Covering. Our waterproof luxury vinyl flooring will meet the challenge and make cleaning easy, starting at only $2.99 a square foot. Do it yourself or trust our guaranteed installation. Mako's. Now that's value.
Our presentation of De Pere Redbird basketball from the state tournament made possible by the great support of Millman's Brothers Electric, Bay Care Clinic, Mako's Floor Covering Center, Chicago Street and Swan Club, Pro Ampac, by Pella Windows and Doors of Green Bay, by Nicolet National Bank, and by members of the NEW Sports Radio Broadcasters Club. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate them allowing us to do this, to make this broadcast possible, and to be able to bring you as an alum to be able to do this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, Chris. It's a little bit different. We were fortunate enough to call a state championship when with my wife as the head coach, winning the girls' side, and to do this as a graduate of the program. And my freshman year was Coach Brian Winchester's first year at De Pere, so kind of being through the whole thing 18 years ago or whatever it was that he's been in the district now, to see it culminate to this is a pretty special day for the Redbirds. The big three, 60 of the 69 points for the Redbirds tonight. And we didn't get a chance to talk about it yet, but we were talking about it in the pregame. If you look at the Final Four teams, 3 of the teams in the Final Four of Division I and Division II, the tonight's session, had brothers on the team. And brothers that impacted it.
Yeah.
Whitnall with the Hero brothers, Tyler Hero's 2 younger brothers. Pewaukee has 2 sets of brothers, the Milichovich and Osterman brothers, and then the Kinziger brothers here for De Pere. And what a family can do. And Jeff, the dad, a member of the staff for De Pere, it's pretty special to have them and to see them do it together and really to star tonight. It would be a memory that they have forever.
Well, Kale, appreciate you very much coming on. I want you to be able to get down. If you're not going to go get the kids right away, you can go down and get the state media room.
Yes.
You know where that is?
I do, yeah.
Okay,
that was a lot of fun last time. And Chris, I don't think enough people talk about this. We're 4-0 at state broadcasting together now.
Obviously, Kale mentions Katie coaching Bayport, and you were my color for 6 straight years every single game. And a fun connection with you, and I appreciate you coming along for the call of this one again.
Yes, thank you for your time and effort on this, and we appreciate everybody joining us. A special night to be a Redbird for sure.
So for Cale Coleman, I'm Chris Lumen. 2nd state title in school history for De Pere. The last one was 1934. This one comes 89 years later. And the first team in state history to go 30-0, it's the De Pere Redbirds. Have a wonderful evening, De Pere. You've been listening to Redbird basketball from the Kohl Center in the state championships on 90.